If they cut Carter or they trade him, then I would say, okay, maybe they do feel okay about
Maybe.
Breece. But
I don't know.
As okay as they can feel, it still doesn't it doesn't match up with where you were getting him.
Michael Carter, what was zesty? You guys been watching Hard Knocks?
I watched the first episode.
You know, this new generation of NFL players definitely listen to Lil Uzi on the way up.
They're a little
zest.
Zestified?
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guys on Sports. Today is August 15th. We were supposed to have a guest. Spoiler alert, he will not be here today. Ibo and Sua is going to be with us on the 29th. It'll be a double trouble.
Hate to see it. You hate to see it.
we're going to DP.
We're going to have a...
Wow.
Nice. I don't even know where to go with that.
What?
So we're gonna have two guests on the 29th now.
Yeah.
Next week we still have Clint Moles, who won a championship with Colorado back in the day as an O-lineman, so we're very excited for that.
The Buffs.
What else do we have going on? We have a great show for you planned today. We're going to be doing the running back recap. If you missed the entire offseason from us,
We did have a dynasty draft over the weekend.
we did have a
great,
dynasty
yeah.
draft.
Can you
Yeah,
mention
It was a
that?
fun draft.
yeah,
It
fun
was a
draft.
fun, real fun.
I think I did well.
Great scotch.
It was actually hell for me. Couldn't even enjoy the drinks. I mean,
Yeah.
Barbecue was a little too smoky.
No,
I
too
don't wanna
smoky?
say that,
I
but-
liked it.
you don't like
Yeah.
smoky barbecue?
I mean, I like smoky, but I don't want to eat with the bear. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
If you say
Bars.
so. Bars.
So running back recap. If you missed the offseason from us, we're going to concise everything into an hour for you guys, maybe less, of the running backs that we would take in every single round, the
Except
ones
the
that we would
first.
target, except for the first one. That's the running back to avoid.
To avoid.
Chalkboard is something that you probably, if you're clicking on this video, you might have seen our posts on TikTok and you might have joined our Chalkboard.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you haven't joined Chalkboard yet, you should. The link's in the bio, and we help you with anything fantasy for free.
It's a state-of-the-art app.
Yeah, it's a state-of-the-art app.
State-of-the-art.
Trades,
High tech.
pick'ems.
They just added their, so I'm
starts.
waiting to hear back, but they did just add their daily fantasy.
Yeah, so there's some DFS on there now.
Some DFS, you got some chats in there. You can bounce back and forth. Get all your friends in. Join through our bio. Get your friends in there.
I'm DTF for some DT.
Yeah.
Daily
Talk crap.
DFS.
Talk junk.
Without further ado, we're going to do our TikTok take now.
Time to check my social media, yeah. To see who loves me online.
TikTok take.
All right, so this first one, I believe this is from Rocky and sometimes Phil in the clip said, muddle. Actually, I take that back. Rocky said muddle expectations for Breece Hall. Phil said stay away from Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Alec Christopher Bouchel, full legal name as your TikTok username.
Nice name, dude.
Yeah.
Might as well put your social in there too. You guys take showering with life jackets on. Breece Hall is closer to AP and JC, Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles, than average running backs. He's
I
going to
agree.
be a league winner this season.
Yeah.
Wow,
we agree with his
Good luck
ability.
with that take.
Yeah, listen. We agree with his ability. It's not always about ability.
Listen, we were on the stay away. I was on the Breece Hall stay away train a month ago.
You were.
Before Dalvin Cook was showing up to camp, and
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for that. It's just the guy coming off an ACL. You're just going to be eased in, and halfway through the season, if you're not getting your regular touches, I'm not touching you.
Well, and I just think that, without a doubt,
No touch.
without a doubt, the Jets want, they're all in this year. So
Yeah.
I understand bringing Delvin Cook. You bring the most talent.
Yeah.
I get that. They seen something
Yeah.
that made them go out.
You gotta think
and
about
get
it in, like, a
Delvin
real-
Cook.
yeah.
And so I think that
Real eyes,
Breece
real
Hall
eyes.
has the talent. He's amazing, but I think they're going to slowly put him back in.
Mm.
Now we'll know a lot if they trade Michael Carter or cut him.
I don't even
Then-
think that means much because they have Zone of the Night and then Arcanada.
It's fair.
Yeah,
That's how you say it.
Yeah, very fair. But
Almost Anaconda.
yeah, the guy that they just drafted. But
I don't like that.
if they
that's
cut Carter or they
phonetically.
trade him, then I would say, okay, maybe they do feel okay about
Maybe.
Breece. But
Yeah, I don't even
know.
think.
Well, here's the thing. As okay as they can feel, it still doesn't
Yeah.
It doesn't match up with where you were getting him.
Yeah.
Now he's fallen.
Yeah. So now
He's
there's
a-
a
yeah.
conversation. Michael Carter, a little zesty though. You guys been watching Hard Knocks?
I watched the first episode.
know
This
the-
new generation of NFL players definitely listen to Lil Uzi on the way up because
little
they're getting
zestified?
Yeah.
Well, the bad thing, I feel like he played in the game the other night, and
Yeah,
he
he
looked great.
No, yeah, he looks
Yeah.
good.
I mean, so
Yeah.
like I feel bad for him because he looked good.
Yeah.
I think he'll get a say. Yeah, I just paid for him. And
Yeah. Well, selfishly, I have him in a couple leagues. So I
Yeah.
want him to get traded.
All right, on to the next.
Yeah,
So did
on to,
Cleveland.
the next. Justin T. This is on one of our,
Wow.
the opposite of the other guy.
What a-
Very vague.
Dumb name.
Yeah. But this is on one of our wide receiver recap lists where we just list off 6 or 7 wide receivers to target in drafts. Justin T says, but now you have no quarterbacks or running backs. That's not a good team.
So funny.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Yeah. I think,
respect it.
I think generally because he put the laughing emoji, but not the sideways one, which I think is the ironic and sarcastic laughing emoji.
That is the ironic.
He put the one that was like, this is funny because you're stupid and drafted 8 wide receivers.
So you're thinking it wasn't planned.
Yeah, I think he genuinely, and then the comments also, people, they replied to it and was like, this is a wide receiver list. So we're either the clowns or you're the clown, Justin T. So.
Or he could just not put a lot of thought into emojis because, like, I don't. Like, I didn't realize. Now you're saying, well, crap, how many times have I tried to be ironic and I just put the wrong laughing emoji? You know, it's
were you like a dick
possible.
or were you like being,
Yeah. Maybe I need like
Rocky's
a
never
translation guy.
Never a dick.
The third and final comment is from Brady Aguilera. I want to say that.
Let me see.
It's probably wrong.
Aguirre.
Aguirre. Oh, I don't know if that's right either.
Yeah. It sounds.
Either way,
it sounds better now,
This
right?
is this was yeah.
A gabagoo.
This is. We're sorry, Brady. This was on I think my wide receiver list. He added his friend. I'm assuming said at Colin, this is basically my team. And then I commented with our podcast. And I said, you sir have a good team. And then Colin, the guy that got tagged, said, my glorious King Ridley. And
Oh, wow.
I just think glorious King Ridley is a good. I'm gonna use that
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Glorious. No, not funny, but like
You thought it was-
shout out to
It's inventive.
if I reference it, shout out to Colin. Thanks,
Colin, thanks.
my glorious King Ridley. So yeah, that's
That's
TikTok
it.
take.
We had a lot of takes on TikTok.
We did, and we appreciate you guys watching and commenting. Like, we love the interaction.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
I love when
for-
you make fun of me needing to skip a meal. I love when you say I don't watch football. Listen,
Yeah.
if you're watching this and you're not on TikTok, get in there. Jump in the ring. Everybody's talking shit. Take your shot.
Yeah.
Take your pot shots. We taking it good fun. I mean, I love hearing about how Rocky's old and
Yeah.
geriatric.
Yeah, strangely, you would think I'd get more of that, and I haven't.
No, you
like,
haven't.
I expect to get a lot
It's
more.
really
of it.
from us, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just,
We
honestly,
really need
almost
to fan the flame.
almost
We
exclusively.
should make a few
from you
burner
guys.
accounts
Yeah.
to get it started.
I think you already have a couple burner
Old
accounts. I'm
man
not gonna
Jeebs.
lie. I think
No,
you know.
Jared Dudley's nemesis is me. It also has the picture of me from Guys on Draft.
Yeah,
so if you
bro.
don't know it's not me, then
Stupid.
It's
maybe it's the cataracts, old man. All right, cool. So that was TikTok Take. Thank you, like they said, for continuing to do that. And why don't you check out a few words from our partner, Mint Mobile.
Hey, if you ever thought, why my wireless bill so high? Let me tell you about Mint Mobile. We're partnering with for today's video. Now with an extra special offer for our channel, if you sign up before July 14th using our link, you can get their unlimited plan, which is normally $30 a month for just $15 a month. That's 50% savings off their already super low price.
You might already know Mint Mobile if you've seen those funny ads from Ryan Reynolds, who is also an owner.
Hey there, it's Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile.
But let me quickly tell you how awesome their service is.
Why should you pay more than you have to for access to the same network?
All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot.
Switching to Mint is super easy thanks to their digital eSIM cards that you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your own home.
Worried your phone isn't compatible? Mint's got you. If your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free.
Use our link to get started or click the link in our description. Scan our QR code. It helps out our channel.
Come on, baby. I need you this week. It's your time. Time for a breakout.
It's like audible sex, man.
It is good.
It's good.
I wanted to. I don't know why, but I was thinking about doing like an old man, like. Sorry.
I mean, do what you want.
All right, so yeah, we've talked about it already in the intro. We're going to be telling you what running backs to take rounds 2 through whatever, and then the running back to not take in rounds 1. So we've got Rocky on the board first, if you don't mind kicking us off.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you. I struggle with round 1, and this is the running back to avoid because how do I tell you to avoid CMC or Eckler or Robinson, Chubb? We've got some great running backs
Some great
there.
runners.
Saquon. I thought about saying Robinson just to get the comments.
But we're not that podcast.
We're not that
But any
podcast.
guy you say, you're going to get the
Get
comments
comments.
because they're all. So I think we should
Especially not Bijan, though.
say what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
So I'm going to say
out of the 4, which one? Not
yeah,
just
well, and this
avoid
is
the guy.
weird because I'm going as a homer, but I'm saying Nick Chubb is one.
Come on, I told you I was taking.
Yeah, but it's okay because we agree on this.
Okay.
I do think Saquon's going to have a great year. I think Robinson's going to be mixed in a ton because of the receptions. Same thing with Eckler. Same thing with CMC. So the only one that I could say maybe avoid is Nick Chubb because we haven't seen that reception, experience. We haven't seen him catch a lot. And if he does this year, he's going to blow up. But if he doesn't, maybe it's a little bit too high to pick.
I'll
him in the
add
first
on to
round.
this to cut so I don't have to talk on my part, but yes, I think that's part of it. The other part is, let me get on the mic. The other part is that we just haven't seen him have a full workload. There's a little bit of tread on the tire, and I'm worried if they're going to, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
They
just
could
don't know
still
if
sign another back.
I'm worried about him getting injured is what I'm trying to say. Even though you shouldn't factor that in. But, yeah, you just haven't seen the full workload. You haven't seen the reception production that you want from a guy in the first round. So just gives me pause.
Can I offer a little bit of pushback here?
Sure. Yeah.
As always.
So Nick Chubb, I don't want to get into my list at all or like how I'm thinking with the players that I took or didn't take, but with Nick Chubb, I'm optimistic about him this year. Especially, I would probably reach for him in the first round if I'm near the end of the first round.
Yeah.
I like how he has stayed healthy. He hasn't shown any drop off at all. He has no one behind him, and I think that benefits him this year. And I also think the Browns' offense in general is going to be better. In the past, they've kind of had to rely on Nick Chubb being almost the quarterback of that team. Now, with what we think it will be an improvement from Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper, and now Elijah Moore and maybe Cedric Tillman and DPJ just taking another leap, I think there will be less on Nick Chubb. And I think he might even get a few passes thrown his way because Jerome Ford is now with an injury. They have no Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
So it's
They
almost
signed Jordan Wilkins, but we've seen him before. He's not.
Yeah.
It's not a change.
So I like Nick Chubb in the first round.
Okay.
That's fair.
I would disagree with you respectfully.
Thank you.
Hey, I
for
hope
being
you're right,
respectful.
and I know how much you respect and like the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
a
believe
true,
they're going to be
true statement.
Well, he was just telling me he thinks they're going to win double-digit games.
I do
He does think
yeah,
that,
I
so,
do
you know.
think that, yeah.
All right, so let's go transition to round 2, and the one that I'm kind of targeting is
That is
Jonathan Taylor.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I mean,
Exorcist.
Just
bring it
right
to the
zero
party,
over
but-
here, buddy.
I have Jonathan Taylor. I think people are very down on him, and with good reason.
That was terrible, man. These poor audio
I'm
listeners.
so sorry.
Wow,
If you're
I
on
don't even have to
Spotify
get-
right now, I'm sorry.
I'm going through something. I'm hot. I'm so
It's
hot.
hot. It's hot in here, but I'm trying to let you go through it before I, because
Yeah,
I feel
before
like
you
you're ruining my
All
list.
right, all right.
You gonna be okay there?
I'm a professional.
You want the
Take
spotlight?
off your shirt. 'cause
I'm a
you might cool down
professional.
a
I
little bit.
could.
Yeah, take off.
I don't want to get anything started.
One of these, we should just do a shirtless episode.
I'm doing shirtless. Give me 2 months.
I'm gonna need a month.
I won't shave my chest hair for that month.
Your chest hair.
Your chest hair.
Oh, no, it's growing in.
Your hair follicles.
It's going.
All right, I'm sorry. Second round. I'll
Second
shut up.
round, and I'm saying that running back that I'm going to target is JT. Right now, he's kind of falling down to pick 22, and I know there's some concern. Fear not, the guy is going to play.
Fear not.
He is going to start, and he is JT.
Fear not, brave warrior.
Yeah, exactly. My King
I don't know.
Ridley.
One good year.
I think he is going to benefit from a semi-running quarterback. I think AR is going to be somebody who can run, which traditionally opens up for the running back.
He can run.
He's now the official starter as well, so you can plan on AR-15 being there.
That is me, JT. In round 3, a guy that I absolutely love is Dameon Pierce. He's being picked at pick 33. And last year, if he had played an entire season, he would have hit 1,445 yards and would have been named Rookie of the Year. So I think Dameon Pierce is a steal at pick 33. I think the offense around him is better. The O-line is appreciably better, and I think he's going to continue where he left off. Round 4, we're going another favorite of mine, Aaron Jones. He's going at pick 42. This guy last season, 1,121 yards, 5.3 yard average, 59 receptions, 400 yards, 7 touchdowns. I think the game continues. I think he's going to be even more improved this year. I like the fact that Jordan Love is probably going to check down to him a whole bunch. I think he's a steal.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Round 5, I've got my favorite, Cam Akers. So Cam Akers, for the season, had 786 yards and a 4.2 yard average with 13 receptions. But that's because he was in the doghouse for most of the season and didn't play for many games. The last 4 games, many games. The last 4 games, he had 410 yards, a 5.5 yard average, 9 of his 13 receptions, and 4 of his 7 touchdowns. I think Cam Akers, if he's healthy, is going to come out and kill it this year.
Well, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. He won leagues last year.
Yeah.
If you picked him off waivers and your team was already solid enough to be in the championship, no one was a better running back in fantasy for the championship game and the push in general than Saquon Barkley. It was Barkley and then it was Cam Akers, and that's something that you should definitely take into consideration.
And then in my late round pick, and this guy's going around round 12 and kind of mid round 12, is a guy that you know near and dear. I tried to trade him to you on Sunday, Kenneth Gainwell.
Kenny.
5.5 yard average.
I don't think it goes by Kenny. I kind of take that one back.
I think he does go Ken. I normally call him Ken.
Kenny
when we
Gainwell?
talk. Yeah.
Oh, you guys talk?
Anyways, Kenny Gainwell. Ken Gainwell Sr., Jr., he is going to be, I think, a late round still, somewhere around round 12 or 13. I think you pick him and you're going to be happy with it.
Why?
You made a funny.
Why? I think he, in his limited duty, 5.5 yard average, and I think he's one of the true 3-down backs. I think he can run first, second. He can catch. I like him. I know that it's a crowded backfield, but I think it's going to become less crowded and very clear. And Kenny Gainwell was the number 1 back.
I do. Yes, that you explaining it is more convincing than not explaining it, which is not always the case sometimes. But not with just you, but with anyone. He's the only one that. Well, he's the only homegrown talent right now. I mean, Swift we can cut.
Yeah, and you don't lose anything.
Penny, we have. I think we're paying Boston Scott the most money in our running back room for like 2.2 million. And that's only because he bends the Giants over twice a year and shows them who's daddy. But
Yes, he does.
Not anymore.
I do see the fact of Gainwell being just not only like a 3-down back potentially, but really being the heartbeat of that rushing attack, because at the end of the season and going into real life playoffs, he was very valuable.
He looked great. Yep.
So I see what you're saying, and you could almost get him for nothing. So yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well, and you got Rashard Penny, who I like when he's on the field, but let's face it, he hasn't stayed on the field very often.
No, he hasn't.
And he's not a small back, but not a big back. So I don't know if he's a true
He's a medium back.
Medium back.
Like extra medium.
Yeah, and probably like medium hefty. Is that the size?
Medium rare.
Extra medium. Medium rare.
And I don't know about DeAndre Swift. He was the last guy off the bench in their first preseason game in the practice with the Browns.
Yeah.
They're not running him very much.
I think we're going to be holding that. I mean,
Maybe you trade him.
He's the X factor in the backfield, so maybe we're just not really showing the cards per se.
That's what you hope, right?
And then I just think.
I mean, that is an optimistic
What did
view.
you trade for him? What pick?
First rounder?
Something like that. It
Yeah,
was-
so I mean, next to nothing.
Yeah. I think just being an Eagles fan, I think there's not a chance. I would be shocked if he gets cut. I'd be shocked if they don't use him, at least for the first 6 weeks, how they planned to use him. And everything else is kind of an afterthought.
Maybe he's just a bad guy.
I think he's a locker room cancer. I think it's possible that
he's
could
back
be
home.
the case.
Back home in Philly.
Yeah.
So-
I think he gets traded to the Browns. No,
That would make sense.
we take him.
Is it my turn, guys?
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Can I make some weird guttural noises?
I don't think you're manly enough to do it without sounding like an idiot. So, round 1, I agree with you. Like I said, Nick Chubb.
Well, I agree with you, probably. It's fair. Because you told me.
I did tell you, and you probably wrote it down after. But
Yeah,
yes,
it's modest.
I think I've been banging the drum about staying away from Saquon all off season. I still think, though, in the first round, if you pick Saquon or Chubb, I still think you're going to be more, you're going to be happier with what you get from Saquon. I know he's going to catch the ball over 40 times. I know he's going to make plays with the ball.
Yeah.
So
He's going to get the volume, even if he doesn't look as good running. He's got the volume.
Chubb to me has always been a great runner that they give the ball out to, volume. Hunt was kind of the home run hitter up until last year. So are we going to get the 50-yard touchdown from Chubb?
Yeah.
And if you don't get that,
that's
it's going to
very
be hard for him to justify that round. All right, Derrick Henry in round 2 is going at 18. Tried and true. I've been trying to kill the guy the last 2 years, say he's dead. I don't believe it. He's not.
Can't do it.
He's not going. You know, they have done nothing substantial in the passing game. You know, having Ryan Tannehill in place to make me think anything's going to change. If they put Malik Willis or Will Levis in there, even more so, they're going to give him the ball. So I still think he's your best bet in the second round. Jonathan Taylor, like I said, coming off injury.
Yeah.
One great year. Hasn't repeated it yet. He looked good last year, but hurt. So, Henry.
We forgot to mention that this is RT Sports for our ADP. Typically, you're not getting Henry in the
RT
second
Sports,
round,
yeah.
or if you're not getting him where the value is stupendous per se.
Yeah. But we are basing this on
Just heads up.
RTS,
Yeah.
and we're also basing it on a 12-man league.
Yes.
12-man
also-
PPR.
I forgot to throw that
yeah.
in there. So
Yeah, it's very
also
important.
does matter.
Yeah. Okay, round 3. Now, we've talked bad about this guy earlier in the year, and I had an alternative, but I'm going to stick with my first pick here. After going back and looking, Joe Mixon was a top 10 back last year as well. And with Samaje Perine out of the picture, I think he's going to get the volume on the offense that's going to score a whole bunch. He's going to have goal-to-goal opportunities. So I think Joe Mixon in the third round is probably pretty good steal, pretty good value for Joe Mixon there.
couldn't agree with you more there.
Round 4, Aaron Jones. I look for Aaron Jones to get a lot more volume than he's had. A.J. Dillon, as we talked about, I think Dave realized what he is, and I think we know what he is. Aaron Jones took a pay cut to stay there. I think he has a big year. It's another guy that's underrated athletically and his explosiveness with the ball. I think he's super quick. He makes plays, and I think with a young quarterback, he's going to be an outlet for him. So I like Aaron Jones a lot. Round 5, Rachaad White. I like Rachaad White so much because if you watch the guy run, just the eye test, the guy, you want a clip? I think he might be as talented as Breece Hall, if not more, as a pure runner, okay? I like Rachaad White a lot. In an offense that's going to have Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask throwing the ball, they're going to have to run a lot because they're going to have to play action a lot. I like Rachaad White.
Sorry, I didn't cut you off there. I made a top 12 list on TikTok, and I almost put Rachaad White in there.
I like Rachaad White a lot. Oh, yeah, you're trying to trade for him. That makes sense.
So I'm going to push back a little bit on you.
Don't push back.
I have to push back because actually, you're right. He looks good. There's 1 or 2 clips where he looks really good. But if you look at the down and every down running, he didn't do that well last year. Where his stats came from was receptions, which he's going to get.
Yeah.
But I think he's a pedestrian back.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Who can catch the ball pretty well, and there's no other options on Tampa. So I I don't hate the pick.
I totally disagree with you.
I get it.
I think I'm talking about the eye test as a runner. I think he's a great runner.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
If you're just looking at the numbers, then, I'm not going to argue with you there.
Looks like Tarzan.
I'm projecting a little
Runs
bit.
like Jane.
Okay. Rachaad White. Let's see who's right. Bars. All right. And then are we just doing the mid or are we doing the late round?
I just did one late round.
I'm going to throw the mid out there. I won't talk about Jalen Warren. I think it's worth grabbing. But for my late round is Rashawn Johnson. I think that backfield is primed for somebody to take over for a guy in Khalil Herbert that never really established himself and could wrestle the job away from Montgomery. Justin Fields, read action, him scaring the shit out of defensive end, I think is going to do wonders for holes all along that offensive line. And Rashawn Johnson looked great in his first preseason game. So I like that.
I know. I agree with that. I think a running quarterback like Phil, he freezes the ends and the linebackers, and he allows for.
Did you watch any of the highlights from that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good.
The Bears, honestly,
They look good.
Bears look pretty good, and I hate to admit that. Mark's not here.
Don't say it when he's here.
Yeah.
He won't listen to this. So
All right, pretty good list still. We're gonna have a lot of similarities.
That's good.
On our list, but hey, that means maybe we're all got a little bit of synergy going on
Yeah,
here.
we do.
I like that.
All right, so you mostly, but me also maybe hopping on, maybe piggybacking a little bit on you, Phil. But Saquon Barkley is the running back that I would avoid in the first round. I was a Saquon Barkley owner last year. I got him in most of my drafts in the second round last year, and I was seeing how I believed in what was going to happen last year. I also saw in the last 6 weeks of football the game plan go away from Barkley, him getting used to being back for an entire season. If there wasn't a touchdown in Saquon Barkley's game in the last 6 weeks of football, you're getting 8 points from him.
Yep.
So I saw that, and that's why I'm hesitant on him this year. I don't know if, and everyone talks running back contract and what that does or doesn't do for a player, but I think in Saquon Barkley's situation, it's a little bit of a slight by the Giants, and who knows if he's really going to play his ass off or he's going to play for the contract.
Yeah.
So I'm worried, and maybe he's going to inadvertently or maybe advertently show, hey, if I'm not Saquon Barkley, this is what your quarterback is. So, like, I don't, like, little, like, is he going to run out of bounds? Is he going to stay in back? I don't know, little things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to question the motives, and you have to do that with everybody in a contract year.
And I look at the running backs, and kind of with my Cooper Kupp take, it's avoid Saquon Barkley, because if you're taking a running back, you're the top ends of your draft, and you're taking Austin Eckler, you're taking CMC, you're taking Bijan Robinson. If you're at the end of the first round and you have Saquon Barkley or Nick Chubb and things like that, then you either are believing that Barkley's going to do what he did last year and maybe better, or you're not taking him.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say avoid Saquon Barkley.
I think you're right on half of that and wrong on half of it. But I think you're right overall. So I think that the last 6 weeks of the season were a clear picture of what they want to be going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they didn't want to pay him, is because they don't think he is valuable. I'm not going to say Saquon Barkley's not valuable. I'm not going to put that clip out there. But
No, what you're saying is the Giants.
what I'm saying is they want to move. They want to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Brian Dable is not afraid to go away from the running back. We know that already. But when you're working with guys that were getting cut and off the street at wide receiver, you have to lean into what you have. But money talks. They went out and spent money on wideouts. They went out and traded for Darren Waller
Drafted
because they
high.
want to throw the ball, and they gave Daniel Jones $40 million a year. They didn't give it to Saquon. So he will be involved. He will be productive, but he will not be what he was last year for the first half.
I forgot to mention, and you mentioned it too, that like they have Darren Waller there. They have Jalen Hyatt. They have Paris Campbell. They have
Sterling Shepard is not injured anymore.
Yeah, so like it was Saquon Barkley last year. It's
That was it. That's what they
Saquon
had.
Barkley and friends now. So just, I don't know, be hesitant, maybe avoid Saquon Barkley. I'm saying to avoid Saquon Barkley.
And that's what you're saying.
I am saying that. Now, for the players to target, similar to Phil, I would take Derrick Henry in the second round.
Not to
And
pass him up.
Yeah.
similar to Phil, I've been saying that Derrick Henry is going to show his age. He's going to show the fact that he is the only thing that the Titans have for the last few years. But it hasn't happened yet. Watch it happen this year. But I think you have to go with what you've seen on film and what you've seen for the last few years. I mean, to get him in the second round, that's why I kind of like say we're going off RT,
yeah.
ADP, because casually in a lot of leagues, Derrick Henry's going at the end of first rounds, and then I would maybe avoid Derrick Henry at that case instead of Saquon Barkley. But to get him in the second round and to get like Nick Chubb in the first round is fine by me. This is where Derrick Henry should be going, and if you're getting Derrick Henry in the second round, you should take him because of that.
I was
Steal. He becomes a steal.
I mean,
He becomes a good value.
if I have Chubb and Henry sitting there, I'm gonna take Henry.
I like Chubb more.
I'm gonna take Henry every day.
And maybe that's just the fact that I didn't
There's just too much.
I didn't like Henry in the past for my reasons, and that's why I would take Chubb. I think Chubb
think
does
you got-
what Derrick Henry does, but Chubb he has less of a injury concern because
Well,
of
and
the people though that he's
And I'm
been
going to go
playing
back
with.
and say, like, I disagreed a little bit with what you said about Chubb.
Oh, fuck Chubb.
I think Chubb, when you look
Didn't
at
you pick
just
him
his run,
too?
yeah, I did.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
just when you look at his running,
Yeah.
I think he might be the best pure runner in the NFL.
Well, I didn't say he wasn't.
Yeah.
I said he is. He's a great runner.
He's a great runner, and I think this year the Browns are saying he will get a lot more receptions.
Yeah.
No one's saying that about Derek.
Are you arguing against your own pick?
I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Essentially, this ADP that we used for RT said
Yeah, I know,
that Nick
Derek.
Chubb was a first-round pick and Derrick Henry was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
If Derrick Henry was a first-round pick, I'm saying avoid him. If
Yeah.
Nick Chubb was in the second round, I'd say take Nick Chubb in the second
Right,
round.
yes.
So
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's the point I'm making, yeah.
Okay, let's.
I almost, and I'm going a little bit long-winded here, but
No, you're
I
fine.
almost took Ramondre Stevenson, and I've been I've been saying take Stevenson, great value, but now there's a Zeke in town.
I have a stat for you too.
Let's hear it.
So they running back scoring percentage within 5 yards, like 5 yards, goal to go. Ramondre Stevenson was ranked 28th in the league.
Yeah. Not good.
Ezekiel Elliott last year was ranked
Yeah.
7th.
You can still score.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
And there you go.
Yeah.
That's all you need to
So
know.
unfortunately, and being a Stevenson owner in one of my dynasty leagues kind of sucks. But yeah, take Derrick Henry in the second round. Next in the third round, similar to Phil, I have Joe Mixon. We've been on the brand of average Joe Mixon.
Average Joe.
I don't think so. I was maybe quiet about it last year to a degree, but I mean he finished as a top 10 running back.
Yeah.
They give him the ball heavily in a passing offense, in a high-scoring offense. He has no Samaje Perine. He took a pay cut, so he's truly a Cincinnati Bengal.
And they're going to score. They're going to have a lot of chances for him to score.
I don't know how Joe Mixon is going as late as round 3, and it's been later, but it's creeping up a little bit.
I think it's because he looks average,
Yeah.
but you got to factor in the offense.
And we could say his yards per carry was like 3.5, but who cares because he's scoring.
If
And he's got
scoring, yeah.
volume on a team that you wouldn't think is running the ball like that. But Zach Taylor and that offense wants to continue with Mixon.
And they score.
I think the only concern I have about Mixon is both of the crimes that he was under suspicion of but got dropped have just been reignited.
I did not know that.
And I
so
think
take him off.
I think that's why he's dropping some, is
Yeah.
that there's a concern that
Well, he was in like
bel-
round 5 before he got rid of rid of whatever the fuck was going on with him.
yeah, and now the police just basically said,
Just kidding.
Coming
just
back.
kidding, he's a
Nice.
man of interest.
Part 2.
And the charges are like, one is brandishing a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
it's serious.
Yeah.
NFL will, give him 5 or 6 games suspension.
Yeah. But don't gamble though. Like that was.
Yeah, well, I mean, you get a massage, you get
Don't
11 games
Yeah. All right.
or 30.
In round 4, I almost took Aaron Jones for the same reasons Phil said, but I'm going to go with Miles Sanders, who I have as a league winner this year.
I knew you were going to go with Miles Sanders. That's why I went with
Yeah.
Aaron
Yeah.
Jones.
I just think Miles, and I don't even think it's bias because he was an Eagle. I think it's just the fact that he's back with Frank Reich, who Miles Sanders had his best year with when he was the OC for the Eagles. It's the fact that offensive line has a few good sophomores now, and I think will be at least top 15. It's the fact that Bryce Young is going to be a rookie quarterback that's throwing checkdowns. It's the fact that Miles Sanders got paid the bag. It's the fact that it's Jonathan Mingo, it's Adam Thielen, it's DJ Chark. Miles Sanders is practically a receiver right there. I think for the value that you're getting Miles Sanders in round 4, I'm making it an emphasis to take Miles
But
Sanders.
what happens when he gets hurt? I'm joking. But he was hurt a lot before
He
last
got
year.
hurt before that. I just think
I mean, that was the running joke with Sanders.
The fact that he had a few little bang up injuries, but I think it's more the fact that the injuries that Miles Sanders had were ones that we can afford to let him rest because we had. I mean, you named the running back,
Yeah.
Boston Scott, LeGarrette Blount. I mean, there's like a few different people that you can.
Was that a Hall of Fame list?
Well, I'm just saying, Miles Sanders tweaks his
No, I'm just
toe.
messing with you,
You
man.
take him off and you
Was
let him
it
heal
LeGarrette-
up.
LeGarrette Blunt was on your team?
Yeah.
Yeah, LeGarrette.
I did not know.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like we had,
Yeah.
and it's like
Jay
this-
Ajayi, another
Jay Ajayi.
future Hall of Famer.
Hey, gamer Hall of Famer because he played for the Philly like esports league and
Nice.
retired a pro. Either way, you're getting me flustered here.
I know. Why? He's not even on your team anymore.
The Eagles have running backs galore and can afford for a little
rest an injury.
knock to take them out. But Miles Sanders hasn't been like, it's not an ACL tear, it's not a shoulder sprain, it's
But it
nothing
does.
crazy.
But what was it? It's like soft tissue stuff, and that's what worries me more.
Yeah, but I think
than
what he's
ACL.
saying is it's soft tissue stuff that he would have played through on another team
And guess
that
what?
didn't have the back.
Even with injury,
Maybe.
was a 1,000-yard receiver, was a Pro Bowler.
he was good last year.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and he was
Well,
good
I
the years
think
before
that's-
when he was on the field.
Yeah, I think that
When?
is the
Look
good.
what you're doing.
When he was on the
Well,
field.
but I think that the reality is, if you have him for the end
yeah,
of
if
the
he's
season,
healthy, he'll be great. Yeah,
you know he's going to rush and get
I
receptions.
agree.
Yeah, I'm pretty
All
high on
joking
Miles
aside.
Sanders.
We can tell.
Next, I have Rashad White for the same reasons that Phil said. Not going to go off on that one. In round 7, I like David Montgomery. I think the value of Montgomery is good, and the fact that he's going to be Jamal Williams, and that's a very surface level take to say.
I think he's gonna be more than Jamal Williams.
But this is what the Lions did. The Lions had DeAndre Swift and they had Jamal Williams, who Swift was taken by another GM. I'm almost 100% sure.
Yeah.
And Jamal Williams was there, but was needing a contract. So now what they've done is they've taken those two types of players that did extremely well in that offense and now made it their guys. They made it Jahmyr Gibbs and they made it David Montgomery, who they've
And I
made
think
for
it was
years.
probably an upgrade in both players.
Exactly.
And I think Montgomery's a lot like Zeke, where he knows how to score the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so
I like Montgomery for his short career has been much more productive than Jamal Williams has been for his long career.
And Montgomery's floor is a lot higher than Jahmyr Gibbs because we expect, and that's the same with the ceiling. Jahmyr Gibbs' ceiling is higher, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're taking a rookie that hasn't played in the NFL yet, and you say what you want about what that means, but I still think Gibbs is going to be good. It's the fact that you know what Montgomery's role is, especially in that Dan Campbell ground and pound tough offense that they're going to try and have.
I like Montgomery there,
Well,
too.
and the reality is Montgomery is probably one of the most disrespected running back. He played on a terrible Chicago team. Terrible offensive
One of the
line.
worst teams of all time.
Yeah, but terrible offensive line.
God
It's
awful.
true.
Yeah,
and
really
somehow
bad.
still looked okay.
Somehow.
So I think he's got to
Well, God bless him.
season. Yeah.
Only thing that you should maybe
You
take
got out. You got out. You got out.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Montgomery. David
the
Montgomery.
only thing that
You're welcome.
should be on your radar with David Montgomery is that there's some off the field stuff with his girlfriend. Apparently they have a pit bull and the pit bull's not trained and got loose and like broke a few dogs' legs.
I mean, that's nothing. I mean,
But
She's
I
taking the
don't
fall.
know what you mean. I don't know.
Not
It's
a
like
big deal.
there's a headline there.
a couple
so
dogs.
How
Come
much
on.
how much of his focus is going to be on being a dog and it's
She-
about his dog instead? So
She was watching the dogs.
Yeah, she was probably watching.
And then my very last late pick is going to be a guy that makes me low on Stevenson. It's Zeke. Zeke was bad we want to say Zeke was bad last year, and he was a Cowboy, so I definitely
He was
have
bad.
biased here. Yeah, but he averaged almost 50 yards rushing a game and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's good.
He averaged about 12 fantasy points, and to get him with pick, I don't want to get this wrong either. Yesterday, August 14th, he was pick 147.
Yeah.
So you're getting him for nothing, and he's going to be sniffing out the goal line. I mean, the Patriots like to be very boring and efficient,
They do.
especially in the red zone. I think Zeke has a value. So
I think he does, too.
it's my late pick, Ezekiel Elliott.
I like that pick.
You know how I feel about Zeke.
Yeah.
You love Zeke.
The Ohio State. Come on.
Those days are long gone.
So yeah, so that
never,
is.
never gone. You're always a Buckeye. Once a Buckeye, you're always a Buckeye.
Do we have any honorable mentions?
I think I threw in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, mine-
Jalen Warren was like a 10, 11th round guy.
Yeah.
I do like, they've been running them in two-back sets a lot in training camp.
Nice
Apparently,
car.
they did that toward the end of the year a bit.
I was sorry.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
car running
Nice.
in the background.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, go ahead.
I have one, wait, you said Jalen Warren, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I agree 100% on that one. He actually ran the ball better than Najee did last year. When
looks
you look
good.
at every stat, I think he was like 7th in the league with yards after first hit.
And he put on some muscle in the offseason,
he
too.
did. So I love that, especially where he's going. And I do think if Jerome Ford is healthy, and you're probably taking him in like your 15th round of the draft,
Yeah.
Jerome Ford is going to be...
He's one snap away.
Yeah, he's going to be the Kareem Hunt of the Browns this year.
Yeah.
Came out of Cincinnati where he caught a lot of passes, and I think he's going to do the same thing in
Ate
the
a lot of chili.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
on spaghetti.
God, it's terrible. Almost worse than the Bears team last year. But yeah, I like Rashawn Johnson as well. I like Aaron Jones as well. The one handcuff that I'd actually draft is, and the Jalen Warren thing I like and makes sense, but I would take Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, I like Tank
Doug
Bigsby.
Peterson does this with running backs. I mean, throwback to 5 seconds ago when you got me on a tangent about how the Eagles integrate a bunch of running backs. I think it's going to happen. Etienne is supposed to be the guy, but I mean,
that was the guy,
Yeah.
him and, damn it.
and Warren?
No.
Roshan?
No. I
Yeah,
got to
I-
go to my notes.
I drafted Tank partly because I agree with your point and partly to bother Sean and
Round 3.
Steve Wise in our league.
Oh,
Him or
Etienne.
Mixon. That's what I was
I got
deciding
you.
between.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby, I like. Let me get a little applause there. Good job, guys. So now we can do a recap of that. I do want to throw in a little editor's critique. We got a little bit of confusion about if we're avoiding or targeting the person in round one.
So mention it. Yeah.
Just say avoid blank,
Okay.
and then
I'll avoid blank.
that's all I gotta say. So
All right, go ahead, Rocky.
Right, I'm
Talk
gonna go
to
first.
your
So
camera.
what I would say, and these
Which
are...
one's yours?
you are in the middle.
Yeah. All right, these are running backs that we like and we want to avoid. And in first round, we're naming our running back we would avoid, and that would be Nick Chubb. And It's for a variety of reasons. I'm a big Browns fan, but I still think he hasn't shown me yet that he's a great receiver, and I need to see that before I take him at that high in the first. As far as running backs that I would take, second round, I got Jonathan Taylor. Third round, I got Dameon Pierce. Fourth round, Aaron Jones. Fifth round, Cam Akers. And my late flyer is going to be Kenneth Gainwell from your Philadelphia Eagles.
Go Birds.
Okay, so for my list, round 1, the running back you want to avoid. Also, Nick Chubb is more less or is less more? It makes no sense. Second round, the king is still the king. Stick with Derrick Henry in the second round if you could get him there. Round 3, average Joe Mixon, not so average. Top 10 last year, more volume. Go with Joe. Round 4, Aaron Jones. There's a lot of love in the air, but he can't throw the ball down the field. So Aaron Jones is the guy you want for the dump-offs. Round 5, Rachaad White, one of the most underrated runners in the league, Rocky. He's going to have a ton of balls to handle in Tampa because the quarterbacks can't do it. And for my late-round pick, Rashawn Johnson for the Chicago Bears. Him and Justin Fields in the backfield will shine.
I always have to follow up a good act.
That was good?
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Yeah, but nobody knows that, like, the clips won't be right.
Yeah, that's
side by
fair.
side.
Yeah, but the pressure is here in the studio.
It's palpable.
All right. Avoid Saquon Barkley in the first round of your fantasy drafts. When it comes to the second round, if you can get Derrick Henry, I would take him. The king is still the king. I stole your bit. And on purpose because I had nothing. Let me think about something quippy.
You really punted on the Saquon Barkley.
Oh, no, well, because I know the avoid is quick. So I know that whatever you guys said afterwards probably not going in the thing.
Got it.
Joe Mixon, I don't know how he's going in the third round, but I take Joe Mixon. Kind of an underrated player right now. You should definitely target him. Miles Sanders is my league winner. I think he is going to be incredible in Carolina. Definitely draft Miles Sanders. In the fifth round, Rachaad White, another underrated running back, I think could have top 12 upside. In round 7, David Montgomery is also being slept on. You like Jahmyr Gibbs, you're going to love David Montgomery. And with pick 147, you can still get Zeke. Zeke averaged about 12 fantasy points last year in a lot of leagues. Now that he's on the New England Patriots, he is going to do his job.
There you go. All right, I think those were good lists, boys. We're giving people some stuff to what's up.
Do you guys have any must-haves? I think that did well for my clip. At the end, I put must-haves.
Like if running back must-haves?
Yeah, like if you're picking any running backs for my list, I think Rachaad White and Miles Sanders are must-haves.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I'm high on Rachaad White. I would say Rachaad White and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, Rachaad White, my must-haves.
All right, and I would say my must-haves are Dameon Pierce and Aaron Jones. I just feel really good about them this year.
Awesome. We did it, guys. Good job. Woo, yay. I got to press more buttons. Yeah,
Not
so
all.
I just got trigger happy there. There's a lot.
It works.
Yeah, so if you are still with us on YouTube, please comment, please subscribe. Let us know what you would change if you're going into drafts before the season starts. Let us know what you need. We'll help you out.
What you need.
Speaking of what you need to click on the link in the bio and join Chalkboard. We will help you in any possible way when it comes to fantasy football. We have a lot of guests upcoming.
Oh, yeah.
We have a few special guests. You'll find out when you
Tune in.
You're just going to keep echoing me.
I am echoing you.
And socials, G1 Podcast, wherever you currently just consume content.
Social stuff.
We're on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Bye.